The region was once ruled by a famous warlord nicknamed the One-Eyed Dragon. Giant, striking snow monsters reside in the mountain. The fresh green gorge turns into bright red and yellow in autumn foliage. People celebrate some of the most colorful festivals in the country. And cylinder-shaped rice cake is the soul food of the locals. I'm talking about Tohoku, beyond the road of Japan. Konnichiwa. Hello and welcome to another edition of Talk About Japan. I'm Mitsuaki, your guide to Japan. Japan is made up of 47 prefectures that are broadly grouped into 8 regions. Today, we'll focus on Tohoku. Tohoku was long considered the most remote place in Japan because it was far from the former capitals of Kyoto and Nara. As a result, a unique culture developed without much influence from the country's political and cultural centers. Let's first look at the overview of Tohoku and then focus on the features and attractions of each of the prefectures that make up the region. では、始めましょう! Tohoku region is located in the northernmost part of the Honshu Island. The region faces the Pacific Ocean to the east and the Sea of Japan to the west. Tohoku region is made up of 6 prefectures, which are Aomori, Iwate, Akita, Miyagi, Yamagata, and Fukushima. The region has an area of 67,000 square kilometers, which represents about 18% of the country's area, and a population of 8.8 million, or about 7% of the country's population, making Tohoku one of the most sparsely populated regions in Japan. Tohoku is a long region stretching from north to south. Like other regions in Japan, it has a largely mountainous terrain with many volcanoes, and all mountain range runs through the center of the region like a spine. Some of the Tohoku's notable mountains are Mount Hakoda in Aomori, Mount Chokai that straddles the border between Akita and Yamagata, Mount Bandai in Fukushima, and Mount Hiuchigatake, also in Fukushima, which has the region's highest peak at 2,356 meters. Another feature of Tohoku's topography is its Rias coastline along the east coast, known as the Sanriku Coast, which is the largest Rias coast in Japan and celebrated for its scenic beauty. Tohoku is one of the colder regions of the country due to its northern location, but the climate differs markedly between the Pacific Ocean side and the Sea of Japan side. During the winter, the Sea of Japan side receives heavy snowfall due to the winter's monsoon from the northwest, while the Pacific Ocean side is less snowy. On the other hand, the Pacific Ocean side has high precipitation in summer because of the summer monsoon coming from the southeast. At times, cool easterly wind known as Yamase blows over the Pacific Ocean side from June to September, caused by the cold Oyashio current, bringing exceptionally cooler summers to the region, which could lead to rice crop failures. Because Tohoku is located far from the ancient capital, namely Kyoto in western Japan, the region was less influenced by the central government in the old days. Thus, the region was historically referred to as Michinoku, literally beyond the road. Tohoku has never become the country's political center, but many important events in Japanese history took place here. In ancient times, Tohoku was ruled by the indigenous tribe known as Emishi, which came under the control of the imperial government in the early 9th century, after Sakanoue no Tamuramaro subjugated the Emishi tribe. In the mid to late 11th century, two important wars were fought in Tohoku, which led to the rise of the Minamoto, the warrior house that would later establish the first shogunate government in Kamakura. In the 12th century, Oshu Fujiwara clan prospered in Hiraizumi in modern-day Iwate prefecture. Buddhist culture flourished in Hiraizumi, with some of the finest Buddhist artifacts of the era still preserved in Chusonji Temple. In 1868, Aizu Wakamatsu in modern-day Fukushima prefecture became a fierce battleground of the Washin War fought between the forces loyal to the shogunate and the new imperial government army. The fighting culminated in a month-long siege of Aizu Wakamatsu Castle. The castle was demolished after the war, but was reconstructed in 1965 to restore its majestic appearance. Today, Tohoku is the country's major food supplier with a thriving agriculture and fishing industry. In particular, the Tohoku region accounts for a quarter of the nation's production of rice, the staple food of the Japanese people. On the 11th of March 2011, a massive earthquake struck the coast of the Tohoku region, triggering a devastating tsunami. This is a high school building battered by the tsunami. Although the region's infrastructure has been largely restored, this school building is preserved as it was when the earthquake and the tsunami struck, in order to pass on the lessons of the disaster to future generations. Next, let's look at the features and attractions of each of the prefectures that make up the region. Aomori Prefecture. Among the country's 47 prefectures, it ranks 8th in area and 31st in population. Its prefecture capital is Aomori City, and Aomori is known for Nebuta, otherwise known as Neputa, the summer festival held in various parts of the prefecture. The origin of Nebuta is not certain, but the most plausible theory is that it began as floating lanterns into the sea or rivers. It symbolized washing away summer fatigue and evil spirits encased in lanterns. The lanterns became bigger and bigger, and the floats carrying the lanterns came to be paraded through the city. The festival features massive, colorful, and brightly lit lantern floats representing famous warlords, historical or mythical figures, and kabuki actors. The festival has regional variations in style. In Aomori City, Haneto dancers who accompany the floats bounce wildly to the thunderous beat of the massive drums. Aomori is also known for Oirase River, celebrated for its picturesque stream. It is a mountain stream winding through the deep, natural woods of the Oirase Gorge, flowing out of Lake Towada, a caldera lake created by the volcanic activity that began some 200,000 years ago. 14-kilometer trail stretches along the stream, known for the fresh, vivid greenery of early summer, as well as the autumn foliage that turns bright red and yellow. Iwate Prefecture. Among the country's prefectures, it ranks 2nd in area and 32nd in population. Its prefecture capital is Morioka City. And Iwate is known for Miyazawa Kenji, native of Iwate. Kenji is best known for writing some of the most widely read children's books in Japan. Among them, Night on the Galactic Railroad is the story of a fantasy-loving boy and his friend traveling on a galactic train, and Matasaburo of the Wind tells the story of a mysterious transfer student who arrives at an elementary school and how he interacts with his schoolmates. While Kenji was a prolific writer, producing some 100 children's stories, 800 poems, and 900 tanka, or traditional Japanese-style poems, in his 37-year life, he was also an agricultural engineer, geologist, teacher, painter, social activist, and devout Buddhist. And he is regarded as one of the figures who had a profound influence on the Japanese view of ethics, nature, and way of life. Kenji loved Iwate, his homeland. He coined the term Ihatov, which referred to the utopian landscapes in his mental image, and also to his homeland. Today, the word has become an affectionate name for Iwate Prefecture. Iwate is also known for Morioka ramen, the soul food of the locals. It is a cold noodle dish known for its chewy texture, cold broth made from such ingredients as beef bones and chicken, and topping of kimchi, which is an essential part of Morioka ramen. The history of the dish is relatively new. It was first served in a barbecue restaurant in Morioka in 1954 by a first-generation Korean in an attempt to recreate the taste of his hometown. It quickly became the soul food of Iwate, beloved by children and adults alike. Akita Prefecture. Among the country's prefectures, it ranks 6th in area and 38th in population. Its prefecture capital is Akita City. And Akita is known for Kanto Matsuri Festival, another lantern festival that colors Tohoku's summer. Kanto Matsuri features towering bamboo poles, each bearing nearly 50 lanterns. It is a festival to pray for good harvest, using the entire pole and the lanterns to resemble an ear of rice and rice bales, respectively. These poles are carried on the forehead, lower backs, or shoulders of the participants who show off their strength and techniques. In the evening, the main road is filled with approximately 280 bamboo poles with glowing lanterns. Akita is also known for kiritampo, a local delicacy that lets you enjoy Akita's delicious rice. It is made by mashing freshly cooked rice, wrapping it around a skewer, and grilled. Kiritampo is often cooked as dumplings with meat and vegetables in soups as a hot pot dish. It is a soul food of Akita locals. Miyagi Prefecture. Among the country's prefectures, it ranks 16th in area and 14th in population. Its prefecture capital is Sendai City. It is the largest city in Tohoku by population and the region's center of politics and economy. And Miyagi is known for Date Masamune, a famed warlord who founded the city of Sendai 400 years ago. He earned the nickname of the One-Eyed Dragon because he lost one of his eyes to smallpox in his childhood. Masamune lived in the closing years of Sengoku, or Japan's Warring States period. At one time, he almost conquered Tohoku region, but after Tokugawa Ieyasu established a new shogunate, he ended up owning only the Sendai domain, modern-day Miyagi Prefecture. He devoted himself to the development of Sendai. He laid the foundation for his domain to become a great rice-producing region by carrying out extensive civil engineering works and promoted culture. What's extraordinary about Masamune as a feudal lord is that he attempted to establish diplomatic relations with European countries and sent his retainer to Rome, although the attempt was thwarted by the shogunate's national isolation policy. 400 years after his death, Masamune, who laid the foundation of the prosperity of Sendai, is beloved by the locals. His statue stands at Aobajo Castle, overlooking the city. Miyagi is also famous for Sendai Tanabata, a festival dating back to the era of Date Masamune. The festival, in which about 3,000 bamboo branches are hung with gorgeous paper decorations, has colored the city of Sendai for 4 centuries. Tanabata, also known as the Star Festival, is celebrated across Japan, but the Sendai's Tanabata is the most famous one and is counted among the Tohoku's 3 most famous festivals, along with Nebuta in Aomori and Kanto Matsuri in Akita. Yamagata Prefecture. Among the country's prefectures, it ranks 9th in area and 35th in population. Its prefecture capital is Yamagata City, and Yamagata is known for Ginzan Onsen Hot Spring Resort. Ginzan literally means silver mountain. The name derives from the fact that there was a large silver mine in this area. The mine was closed, but the area's development as a major spa resort began a century ago when a large amount of hot water gushed out here. Today, Ginzan Onsen is known as a resort where many buildings reminiscent of the past remain standing. It's particularly nice in the evenings when the buildings and the streets are lit up with gas lamps, and in the midwinter when the town is covered with snow and ice. Yamagata is also known for Mount Zao, which straddles the border between Yamagata and Miyagi prefectures. Mount Zao was a site of mountain asceticism known as Shugendo, and its name derives from Zao Gongen, the principal deity of Shugendo. Today, the mountain is best known for its skiing resort, famous for its powder snow, and the snow monsters, the trees glazed with snow and ice to look like striking monsters. It is a rare phenomenon that can only be seen under limited weather conditions. Zao is known as a land where especially large snow monsters can be viewed. Fukushima Prefecture. Among the country's prefectures, it ranks 3rd in area and 21st in population. Its prefecture capital is Fukushima City, and Fukushima is known for Kitakata Ramen. Kitakata is known as the town of Kura, or traditional warehouses, with some 4,200 still remaining, testifying to the city's thriving brewing and lacquerware industries. And the city is also known for Kitakata Ramen, counted among the country's 3 most famous ramen styles. Its history dates back to 1920s, when a young man from China began to sell ramen noodles from a street stall. Kitakata Ramen capitalized on the soy sauce and miso brewed in the city and high-quality underground water from the Iwate mountain range. Kitakata Ramen is characterized by its flat, wide, and curly noodles, having a higher water content, and a light soy sauce flavored soup made from pork bone and dried anchovies. Kitakata locals love ramen so much that a culinary culture known as asara, or morning ramen, has taken root, in which ramen is eaten for breakfast. Fukushima is also known for Ouchi-juku. Ouchi-juku was a small post town founded on an important highway under the post station system of the Edo period. Every 2 years, a long procession of daimyo's entourage traveled this route. The townscape is remarkably well preserved. The numerous traditional buildings that line its main street served as shops, inns, and restaurants for travelers. One of the features of the townscape is the traditional thatched roofs that remain after 400 years. But the preservation requires time, efforts, and specialist skills. Much of the country's traditional landscape of post-town has disappeared in the process of modernization, but Ouchijuku is one of the few places where you can still experience the townscape of bygone days, thanks to the tireless efforts of the local people. These are just some of the features and attractions of Tohoku. Its pristine nature, beautiful scenery created by ice and snow, and the unique festivals that color its short summers, all combine to make Tohoku one of the most popular tourist destinations in Japan. Now over to you. If you have been to any of the prefectures in Tohoku, please share your recommended places to visit or attractions. And if you have never been to Tohoku, what are something in this video that you found interesting? Please write down in the comments down below. And to everyone, thank you for watching. ありがとうございました。さようなら。